What's up guys, Bionic here. I thought I would just share my rogue build for Diablo 4 in this early access beta. Hopefully you guys are going to learn a thing or two, so I'm going to go over the skills, the gear, and then I will leave you guys with some gameplay. So let's jump right in. I've decided to go with somewhat of a range build. I suppose this setup could also work with kind of like a melee build. However, depending on some of the imprints you want to put on your gear, you may find that the range build is slightly better. All right, so I went with puncture. The simple reason is that you can get a vulnerable stack if 2 blades hit the mob. You got to be close enough for this to happen. Then we went with rapid fire. This is our main source of damage, along with these 2 passives right here. Flurry I've tried a little bit, but obviously this would be for a melee build, so I think the melee build would be something like Blade Shift and Flurry. It would also, like I said, still work. As for our agility skills, we went with Caltrops. The main reason is, one, it's a mobility skill. As you jump backward, it also chills the enemies, and we're gonna use this in tandem with some of our passives here for cold damage, which I believe works. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it does. We also have a point here in Dark Shroud. I didn't really have a choice. I had to go over here, which is probably what you want to use if you're playing like hardcore or higher difficulty. But for where I'm at right now, I didn't really feel the need to use it, so I am using instead Dash. With more points, I would probably get some of these passives right here, but for the time being, I decided not to. We also went with Weapon Mastery to increase our damage. Then down here, we went with Exploit and Malice. I would probably get more points into here. Again, nothing here is really optimized, but you kind of get the picture. So for our imbuement skills, we went with Shadow Imbuement. I think it is certainly the best at dealing damage. Then we got these 2 passives right here, which I would also max if I could. The cold passives, like I said. And finally, for the ultimate, we went with Death Trap. I mean, they would all work. It's really up to you guys, but I think I would prefer to work with this one because it's on a slightly lower cooldown, sorry. And then I would go with this one right here, which will allow you to kind of like bring all the mobs into the middle and hopefully stay on top of your caltrops, because they're going to take more damage if they're there for longer. All right, I would also, or maybe not go for this passive, but overall this is it. All right, so now let's go over the gear. It's not complete, but I believe I have some of the best aspects or imprints that I need to have for this build to work. So starting with the helm, we have dealing direct damage to a dazed enemy with an agility skill will grant stealth. I think this is really important. There's not an easy way to get stealth, at least not so far, and then this will work with this one right here. So when you break from stealth, you then drop stun grenades, and then your stun damage can be further increased, or you will deal more damage to stunned enemies with this aspect right here. So that works nicely together. This one also really important is it allows you to drop a smoke grenade and then will daze the enemies, which you kind of need to go into stealth. So that's kind of the concept. As for the pants, these are a little bit more of a like, holy crap, I'm in trouble. So when it triggers, you're kind of happy. Kind of like this one right here, where you become unstoppable if you are injured. Then for the boots and the weapon, this is where we're working with shield and shadow damage. So for this one is your grenade skills have a chance equal to double, sorry, your critical strike chance to be instantly frozen, and as you saw with the passive, we would deal more damage if they are frozen, so this gives you even more damage. I'm not 100% sure if this works with a trigger of the grenades off of your gear or if it has to be a skill, so maybe we can confirm that a little bit later. And then finally for the weapon, this is a really nice one where we are, when we're damaging a chilled or frozen enemy with the shadow imbued skill, we have a 75% chance to trigger yet another explosion. So if you guys understand how a shadow imbuement works, then this is just yet another little AoE offer skills, which is really, really nice. Then here we have rapid fire, 23% chance to ricochet. This is why I'm using rapid fire. Now, again, it could be something different. I know there's a penetrating shot one that also kind of like splits into multiple projectiles, which could also work quite nicely. But I decided to go with this one for the time being. And then for here, what I haven't managed to get so far is this one. I haven't gotten another one, or rather I put it on the wrong one, where your marksman skills have a 10% chance to create an arrow storm, dealing a lot more damage. This is great for boss fights. As you will see, they're not really impacted by like the chill and the stun, which kind of makes this a little bit obsolete, but for farming mobs, it is really, really efficient. So anyway, I would probably put this here. I suppose this one here is also really interesting, where if you stand still, you increase your damage. Really efficient, but I found that I really didn't stay in place for that long in most fights. Maybe for boss fights it would be different, but overall this would be the concept. Anyway, so that's it. Enjoy the rest of the footage. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Time to recharge.